Good afternoon and welcome to the Black Box Theater at the Media Center for Art, Education, and Technology. Thank you very much. My name is Peter Gray and I'm the principal of the Millennium Charter High School, which had its beginnings in this very room just about a year and a half ago today. Before we begin, I would like to thank our main event sponsors, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Poetry Foundation, California Arts Council, the Arts Council for Monterey County, and a special thanks to the Star Foundation for their generous support of today's program. Poetry Out Loud is a national event for high school students that starts at the school level, goes to the county and the state, and ultimately to Washington, D.C., to the national level. For a little perspective, here in Monterey County, this is our 6th year doing the program, and a place like Los Angeles, they have 10,000 students. We have 300, and we're going for it. So big round of applause right now for the students. Next, I would like to introduce our judges. Judging for us, and judges, could you please raise your hand as I read your bio? Diana Garcia. She is a poet, fiction writer, and essayist, currently a professor of creative writing at California State University, Monterey Bay. Her book of poetry, When Living Was a Labor Camp, received a 2001 American Book Award, and it was one of the 82 books banned by the Tucson Unified School District. I like that. Good stuff. Walter Rice. Walter Rice is the arts writer of the Monterey County Weekly. He studied creative arts at San Jose State University, was a 2011 recipient of the NEA Arts Journalism Institute in Theater and Musical Theater Fellowship, and was a host of the Arts Council for Monterey County's public access show, Arts Are the Answer. He grew up in Seaside and currently lives in Marina with his wife and 2 kids. Vicki Weaver. Vicki Weaver lives in Monterey with her dog Joey and her cat Vira, where she is self-employed and enjoys working with small businesses in Monterey and Santa Cruz counties. Her poetry has appeared in Monterey County Poetry Review and regularly since 1998 in Breath, a journal of transcendence, the monthly support publication for the Emmy Award-winning television series Aspire. And Lynn Diebold. Lynn Diebold is the retired director of the Monterey County Emergency Communications Department, current president of the Board of Directors of the Arts Council of Monterey County. Lynn has served as the chair of the Champions of the Arts Gala for the past 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our judges. At this time, we will begin our presentation with our runner-up performances. During this runner-up performance, there is no judging. These are to be appreciated and honored and loved. And so I would like to introduce our first runner-up. I would like to introduce Silvestre Naranjo from Millennium Charter High School.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Silvestre Naranjo, spelled with an I, not a Y, and I will be reciting Uninhabiting an Orange by Josephine Miles. All our roads go nowhere. Maps are curled to keep the pavement definitely on the world. All our footsteps, set to make metric advance, lapse into arcs in deference to circumstance. All our journeys, nearing space, skirt it with care, shying at distances present in air. Blithely travel stained and worn, erect and sure, all our travels go forth, making down the roads of earth endless detours.
And next from Pacific Grove High School, Muhammad Awan.
My name is Muhammad Awan, and I will be reciting. I am offering this poem by Jimmy Santiago Baca. I am offering this poem since I have nothing else to give. Keep it like a warm coat when winter comes to cover you. or like a pair of thick socks the cold cannot bite through. I love you. I have nothing else to give you, so it is a pot full of yellow corn to warm your belly in winter. It is a scarf for your head to wear over your hair, to tie up around your face. I love you. Keep it. Treasure this as you would if you were lost. Needing direction in the wilderness life becomes when mature. And in the corner of your drawer, tucked away like a cabin or hidden in dense trees, come knocking, and I will answer, give you directions and let you warm yourself by this fire, rest by this fire, and make you feel safe. I love you. It's all I have to give and all anyone needs to live. And to go on living inside when the world outside no longer cares if you live or die. Remember, I love you. Thank you.
Next, from Gonzales High School, Jeffrey Alvarez.
My name is Jeffrey Alvarez, and I will be reciting We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile, with torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should we let the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but oh great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise while we wear the mask. Thank you.
And next, from Santa Catalina School, Natara Denga.
Tomorrow by Dennis O'Driscoll. Tomorrow I will start to be happy. The morning will light up like a celebratory cigar. Sunbeams sprawling on the lawn will set dew sparkling like a cut-glass tumbler of champagne. Today will end the worst phase of my life. I will put my shapeless days behind me, fencing off the past as a golden rind of sand parts slipshod sea from solid land. It is tomorrow I want to look back on, not today. Tomorrow I start to be happy. Today is almost yesterday. Australia, how wise you are to get the day over and done with first, out of the way. You have eaten the fruit of knowledge while we are dithering about which main course to choose. How liberated you must feel. How free from doubt. The rise and fall of stocks, today's closing prices are revealed to you before our bidding has begun. Australia, you can gather in your accident statistics like a harvest, while our roads still have hours to kill. When we are in the dark, you have sagely seen the light. Cagely, presumptuously, I dare to write 2018. A date without character or tone. 2018. A year without interest rates or mean daily temperature. Its hit songs have yet to be written. Its New Year babies yet to be induced. Its truces to be signed. Much too far off for prophecy. Though one hazards a tentative guess. A so-so year most likely. Vague in retrospect. Fizzling out with the usual end-of-season sales. Everything slashed. Your last chance to salvage something of its style.
And our final runner-up from York School, Morgan Sweeney.
Love Song by Dorothy Parker. My own dear love, he is strong and bold, and he cares not what comes after. His words ring sweet as a chime of gold, and his eyes are lit with laughter. He's jubilant as a flag unfurled. A girl should not forget him. My own dear love, he is all my world, and I wish I'd never met him. My love, he's mad, and my love, he's fleet, and a wild young wood thing bore him. The ways are fair to his roaming feet, and the skies are sunlit for him. As sharply sweet to my heart he seems as the fragrance of acacia. My own dear love, he's all my dreams, and I wish he were in Asia. My love runs by like a day in June, and he makes no friends of sorrows. He'll tread his galloping rigadoon in the pathway of the morrows. He'll live his days where the sunbeams start, nor could storm or wind uproot him. My own dear love, he is all my heart, and I wish somebody'd shoot him.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have Garland in the house at this point? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up Garland Thompson. Garland is a former poet laureate of Pacific Grove. And Garland will be your MC for the judge section of the competition. Let's first have a round of applause for our runners-up. How about that? And now, ladies and gentlemen, Garland Thompson.
Let's welcome our musicians to the stage. How about a big hand for them? Akila and Ayanna Bradley. Beautiful. I am so happy to have you all here. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience with me and all of that. I'm going to backtrack just for a quick second. I want to go over a little bit more of the judging criteria so that way we're a little more clear and everybody understands what's going on. I hit on a couple of points, but let me just go through it really quickly. First of all, the judges are looking at physical presence. Now, this category is meant to evaluate the physical nature of the recitation, which I kind of touched on. The interpretation. What are they doing physically? Eye contact. Is that good? Is that not good? Where are we going with that? Are we engaging the audience? Next, we've got voice and articulation. Voice and articulation. Can you understand what they are saying? Do they enunciate? Do you get every word? Are they letting stuff fall off and you're like, what was that? What was that? Or not? Dramatic appropriateness is also very important. Now, this area of judging is the dramatization. Is about the dramatization that subtly underscores the meaning of the poem without becoming a focal point of the recitation. Again, what I was touching on before. The level of complexity, they're judging on that. How complex is the poem the students have chosen to take on? We've got poems with varying levels of complexity, just as we do in any type of art. So how complex did they give themselves a challenge to take on? And evidence of understanding, which I touched on a little bit earlier. How well do they understand what it is that they are talking about? Talking about meaning, messages, allusions, irony, etc. And lastly, of course, overall performance. How does all of this tie in together to make one fantastic performance for all of you? How does that all pull together? So that's basically all of our criteria. Judges, you all with me? Yes? I get the thumbs up from the judges? Excellent. Lastly, I want to let you know we also have an accuracy judge as a part of the process. Now, the accuracy judge is there to follow the poem word for word. They have all the poems that the students will be competing with today. They will follow it word for word. Accuracy is very important. Students will get dinged for points if they have missteps or if they add words or subtract words or add in other little things. So accuracy is very important to this. And lastly, we have a prompter here who is someone who is in front of the room, just like in the old opera. There's someone who sits here in the front of the room at the edge of the stage, and if the student gets caught and they get a little bit lost in where they are and they need a little help, the prompter is there to give them a little cue or a line. And that prompter today is Miss Jackie Hope. Can I get a big round of applause for her, please? She's also the Director of Public Outreach, I believe, in Programming for the Arts Council for Monterey County. Okay, so that's that. I believe now we are ready to start the competition. So, yeah, can I get a big woo-hoo for that, please? Let's please welcome up your very first Poetry Out Loud performer today from Gonzales High, and may I say, welcome to Gonzales High. It is such a thrill to have you here today. It really is. Please welcome Alicia Hernandez.
My name is Alicia Hernandez, and I will be reciting Hunger for Something by Chase Twitchell. Sometimes I long to be in the woodpile, cut apart trees soon to be smoke, or even the smoke itself. Sinewy ghost of ash and air, going wherever I want to, at least for a while. Neither inside nor out, neither lost nor home, no longer a shape or a name. I'd pass through all the broken windows of the world. It's not a wish for consciousness to end. It's not the appetite an army has for its own emptying heart, but a hunger to stand now and then, alone on the death grounds, where the dogs of the self are feeding.
Let's have a little bit more music while we're waiting for the judges to pull their things together here. We have these lovely musicians here to give us a little ambiance and give us a little artistic love as the judges do their thing. The judges have a number scale that they're kind of working with, so they are dealing with all of those various areas that I explained earlier and those categories, and then what they'll do is they'll pass their sheets down to our accuracy judge, who is also our scorekeeper tonight, which is Dana Goforth. Can you please give her a round of applause? Thank you. All right, let's bring up our next competitors, shall we? Please welcome, from right here on home turf, the Millennium Charter School, please welcome Lila.
Good afternoon. My name is Lila Warren. I'll be reciting The Art Room by Shara McCullum. For my sisters. Because we did not have threads of turquoise, silver, or gold, we could not sew a sun nor sky, and our hands became balls of fire, and our arms spread open like wings. Because we had no chalk or pastels, no toad, forest, or morning grass slats of paper, we had no color for creatures. So we squatted and sprang, squatted and sprang. 4 young girls, plates heavy on our backs. Our feet were beating drums, drawing rhythms from the floor. Our mouths became woodwinds. Our tongues touched teeth and were reeds.
Lila from Millennium Charter School. All right. Folks, let's hear some more music here. Coming up next will be Pacific Grove High, so PG High, get yourself ready, because you're going to be coming up here in just a moment or two. Beautiful. It chills up my spine when I hear good music like that. Wow. Let's bring up our next competitor. Please welcome from Pacific Grove High, our neighbors just down the road. Give it up for Maggie Lindenhall Cox. Maggie Lindenthal Cox. Get that right.
Hello, my name is Maggie Lindenthal Cox, and I will be reciting Dirge Without Music by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I am not resigned to the shutting away of loving hearts in the hard ground. So it is, and so it will be, for so it has been, time out of mind. Into the darkness they go, the wise and the lovely, crowned with lilies and with laurel they go. But I am not resigned. Lovers and thinkers, into the earth with you, be one with the dull, the indiscriminate dust, a fragment of what you felt, of what you knew. A formula, a phrase remains, but the best is lost. The answers quick and keen, the honest look, the laughter, the love. They are gone. They are gone to feed the roses. Elegant and curled is the blossom. Fragrant is the blossom. I know, but I do not approve. More precious was the light in your eyes than all the roses in the world. Down, down, down. Into the darkness of the grave, gently they go. The beautiful, the tender, the kind. Quietly they go. The intelligent, the witty, the brave. I know, but I do not approve, and I am not resigned. Thank you.
Wonderful. Maggie Lindenthal Cox from Pacific Grove High. Thank you. All right, judges, do your thing, and now we'll hear a little bit more from our lovely duo here. For those of you who might be wondering, Poetry Out Loud has been around, I believe this is its 7th year in existence. It was started by the National Endowment for the Arts, by its former director, Data Gioia, who is a poet himself, a wonderful poet and a great performer. And he formed it after remembering how his grandmother used to read him poetry whenever he would go visit her and spend time with her, and how much of an impression that left upon him. And he thought, our students, our kids, our young people should have that same kind of experience. And then one thing led to another, and we had Poetry Out Loud, a national contest. Coming up next, from Santa Catalina School, please give it up for Miss Charmaine Sun.
Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Thou still, unravished bride of quietness, thou foster child of silence and slow time, sylvan historian who canst thus express a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme. What leaf-fringed legend haunts about thy shape, of deities or mortals, or of both. In Tempe or the dales of Arcady. What men or gods are these? What maidens loath? What mad pursuit? What struggle to escape? What pipes and timbrels? What wild ecstasy? Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, ye soft pipes, play on. Not to the sensual ear, but, more endeared, pipe to the spirit ditties of no tone. Fair youth, beneath the trees thou canst not leave thy song, nor ever can those trees be bare. Bold lover, never, never canst thou kiss. Though winning near the goal yet, do not grieve. She cannot fade, though thou hast not thy bliss. Forever wilt thou love, and she be fair. Ah, happy, happy boughs that cannot shed your leaves nor ever bid the spring adieu. And happy melodist, unwearied, forever piping songs forever new. More happy love, more happy, happy love. Forever warm and still to be enjoyed, forever panting and forever young. All breathing human passion far above that leaves a heart high sorrowful and cloyed, a burning forehead and a parching tongue. Who are these coming to the sacrifice? To what green altar, O mysterious priest, leads thou that heifer lowing at the skies, and all her silken flanks with garlands dressed? What little town by river or seashore or mountain built with peaceful citadel is emptied of this folk, this pious morn? And, little town, thy streets forevermore will silent be, and not a soul to tell why thou art desolate can e'er return. O Attic shape, fair attitude with breed of marble men and maidens overwrought, with forest branches and the trodden weed, thou, silent form, dost tease us out of thought as doth eternity, cold pastoral. When old age shall this generation waste, thou shalt remain, in midst of other woe than ours, a friend to man, to whom thou say'st, beauty is truth, truth, beauty. That is all ye know on earth, and all ye need to know.
Charmaine's son, Santa Catalina School. Wonderful work. All right, the judges are going to do their thing, and let's hear a little bit more from our friends, Aquila and Ayana. We're just about at the end of the round. Coming up next will be York School. So York School, get yourself ready to go. My congratulations also to all the runner-ups today. Can we get a round of applause for all of our runner-ups, please? Wonderful, all of them. The runners-up are there in case any of the champions cannot make the next competition. So they are a very important part of the process as well. Once again, Akila and Ayana Bradley. We are at the last competitor for this first round, and then we will launch ourselves head first into round 2. Before we can get to that, though, let's hear from our dear friend from York School. Please welcome Maddie Jewell. Come on up, Maddie.
Snowflake by William Bayer. Timing's everything. The vapor rises high up in the sky, tossing to and fro, then freezes suddenly and crystallizes into a perfect flake of miraculous snow. For countless miles, drifting east above the world, whirling about in a swirling free-for-all, appearing aimless, just like love, but sensing, seeking out its destiny. Falling to where the two young skaters stand, hand in hand, then flips and dips and whips itself about to ever so gently land. A miracle across her unkissed lips as he blocks the wind raging from the south, leaning in to kiss her lovely mouth.
Maddie Jewell from York School. Thank you, Maddie. Wonderful. That is the end of round 1. How about a round of applause for all of our youngsters here? Take it away, guys. From here, the competitor, whoever wins today, will move on to Sacramento to the state competition, which will be happening, I believe, in April. And then whoever wins the state competition will move on to Washington, D.C. to compete against all the other state winners for first, second, and third prize, which first prize is a, I believe, $20,000 college scholarship. So there can be some great payoffs to poetry. Who says poetry doesn't pay? Let's start round 2, shall we? Please welcome, once again, from Gonzalez High, say hello again to Alicia Hernandez.
Baudelaire by Delmore Schwartz. When I fall asleep, and even during sleep, I hear, quite distinctly, voices speaking whole phrases, commonplace and trivial, having no relation to my affairs. Dear mother, is any time left to us in which to be happy? My debts are immense. My bank account is subject to the court's judgment. I know nothing. I cannot know anything. I have lost the ability to make an effort. But now, as before, my love for you increases. You are always armed to stone me, always. It is true. It dates from childhood. For the first time in my long life, I am almost happy. The book, almost finished, almost seems good. It will endear a monument to my obsessions, my hatred, my disgust. Debts and inquietude persist and weaken me. Satan glides before me, saying sweetly, "Rest for a day. You can rest and play today. Tonight you will work." When night comes, my mind, terrified by the arrears, bored by sadness, paralyzed by impotence, promises, "Tomorrow, I will tomorrow." Tomorrow the same comedy enacts itself with the same resolution, the same weakness. I am sick of this life of furnished rooms. I am sick of having colds and headaches. You know my strange life. Every day brings its quota of wrath. You little know a poet's life, dear mother. I must write poems, the most fatiguing of occupations. I am sad this morning. Do not reproach me. I write from a cafe near the post office, amid the click of billiard balls, the clatter of dishes, the pounding of my heart. I have been asked to write a history of caricature. I have been asked to write a history of sculpture. Shall I write a history of the caricatures, of the sculptures of you in my heart? Although it costs you countless agony, although you cannot believe it necessary, and doubt that the sum is accurate, please send me money, enough for at least 3 weeks.
The plight of the struggling poet. Thank you. What a lovely choice that was. Shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you, Akila and Ayana. Thank you. I'd like to take a quick moment here to say hello to our audience out there that are watching us on the screens, on television, in your homes, or wherever you are. I'd like to thank you for tuning in and hope you're enjoying our presentation today. Let's bring up our next competitor, shall we? Please say hello once again from right here at Millennium Charter School. Say hello to Lila. Come on up, Lila.
Hi. I'll be reading The Ocean by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The ocean has its silent caves, deep, quiet, and alone. Though there be fury on the waves, beneath them there is none. The awful spirits of the deep hold their communion there, and there are those for whom we weep, the young, the bright, the fair. Calmly the wearied seamen rest beneath their own blue sea. The ocean's solitudes are blessed, for there is purity. The earth has guilt, the earth has care, unquiet are its graves. But peaceful sleep is ever there, beneath the dark blue waves.
Lila. Thank you, Lila. Wonderful. Once again, from a little music from our friends here. Once again, Akila and Ayana Bradley. Wow. Thank you. Let's bring up our next competitor, shall we? From Pacific Grove High School, say hello one more time to Maggie Lindenthal Cox. Come on up, Maggie.
Hello, my name is still Maggie Lindenthal Cox, and now I will be reciting A Certain Kind of Eden by Kay Ryan. It seems like you could, but you can't go back and pull the roots and runners and replant. It's all too deep for that. You've overprized intention, have mistaken any bent you're given for control. You thought you chose the bean and chose the soil. You even thought you abandoned one or two gardens. But those things keep growing where we put them, if we put them at all. A certain kind of Eden holds us thrall. Even the one vine that tendrils out alone, in time turns on its own impulse, twisting back down its upward course, a strong and then a stronger rope, the greenest, saddest, strongest kind of hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Wonderful. Very nice. Very nice. Sakila and Ayana. Please. Let's bring up our next competitor, shall we? From Santa Catalina School, please welcome again Miss Charmaine Sun.
Virtuosi by Liesl Mueller. In memory of my parents, people whose lives have been shaped by history, and it is always tragic, do not want to talk about it, would rather dance, give parties on thrift shop china. You feel wonderful in their homes. 2 leaky rooms, nests they stowed inside their hearts on the road into exile. They know how to fix potato peelings and apple cores so you smack your lips. The words, "start over again," hold no terror for them. Obediently they rise and go with only a rucksack or tote bag. If they weep, it's when you're not looking. To tame their nightmares, they choose the most dazzling occupations. Swallow the flames in the sunset sky, jump through burning hoops in their elegant tiger suits. Cover your eyes. There's one walking on a thread 30 feet above us. Shivering points of light leap across her body. And she works without a net.
Charmaine Sun from Santa Catalina School. We've got one more competitor coming up next, and then that will be the end of today's competition. I'd like to say a thank you to our drama coaches that were available to each and every one of the schools and students that were participating. That would be Mr. Kim and Alec Murdoch, Mr. Jerry Orton. Yeah, give them a round of applause because they are definitely some very talented, wonderful people and willing to donate their time to help these young people, and that is just a wonderful thing. We can't thank them enough. I also got to be a dramatic coach and work with some of the folks, so I want to say I had a great time doing that as well. You know, one thing I hope is you out there in the audience and you viewers out there is that you take note of the various authors that these students have chosen. They are showing a wonderful, wonderful depth and breadth of choice here in the various different authors that they've chosen. We've got everyone from Baudelaire to Naomi Shihab Nye, and it is just amazing that these authors are speaking to these young poems, like young people like this. And who knows what kind of effect that's going to have in the rest of their lives and the rest of ours. Very nice. Thank you. And now, please welcome to the stage our final competitor for this year's 2015 Poetry Out Loud Monterey County competition. Please welcome once again from York School, Maddie Jewell.
Famous by Naomi Shihab Nye. The river is famous to the fish. The loud voice is famous to the silence, which knew it would inherit the earth before anyone said so. The cat sleeping on the fence is famous to the birds watching him from the birdhouse. The tear is famous, briefly, to the cheek. The idea you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom. The boot is famous to the earth, well, more famous than dress shoes, which are famous only to floors. The bent photograph is famous to the one who carries it, and not at all famous to the one who is pictured. I want to be famous to shuffling men who smile while crossing streets, sticky children in grocery lines, famous as the one who smiled back. I want to be famous the way a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole. Not because they did anything spectacular, but because they never forgot what they could do.
Maddie Jewell. Thank you, Maddie. Wonderful work. How about a big round of applause for all of your wonderful students here and your performers? All of you. My God. I am so blown away by all of you, really. All of you. Wonderful, wonderful. Also, I want to thank the parents and the friends of all these wonderful young competitors, because without them, of course, without that kind of support system helping out these students, it'd be a lot tougher to get where they're going. So I always want to take a moment to acknowledge the parents, the family, and the friends. Can I get a round of applause for all of them? It's just such a thrill. I've been able to watch over the years as Poetry Out Loud has actually helped to bring families closer together, because it's giving them things to talk about and things that the parents can talk about with their students that they can really get into, and the parents are all of a sudden telling their kids about the poems that they love and that the writers that they love. All of a sudden you've got magic happening right there in your living room. It's an amazing thing. One of the reasons I fell in love with this program from the very start. I also would like to acknowledge our main supporter here today, which is, of course, the Arts Council for Monterey County. Can I get a lot of love for them, please? Get some love for them. The Arts Council for Monterey County is a very wonderful organization that is dedicated to bringing arts to every member, every county member, everyone who is here in the county, as well as to every student in the county. They have been spearheading efforts for years and years now to bring more arts into the schools, more and more arts into the schools, and they do that wonderfully here in Monterey County. They bring in artists, they bring in actors and writers and directors and poets. They sponsor Poetry Out Loud. Please, if you can, look them up and send them some money. Support them. Send them your love. Volunteer. Write a letter. Write your congressman. Write your senator. Write Sam Farr and say, hey, we love the Arts Council for Monterey County. Please help them out as much as you can, because this is very important. This is very important. And these young people here are proof positive of what happens when you support the arts. Akila and Ayanna Bradley. Wow, okay. The moment of truth here. God, if you guys had a drummer, I'd ask for a drum roll, but I don't know. Can you do that? Can you do it? Oh, hey, cool, excellent. You guys are awesome. I love it. All right, our first runner-up, unfortunately, not everybody can win, but first of all, one more time, a round of applause for all of them, because frankly, no matter what happens, they're all winners. Each and every one of you, please know that. You're all winners. However, we only get to pick two. We get to pick a runner-up and a champion. Now, the runner-up is there in case for some unforeseen and hopefully won't happen reason the champion cannot make it to the to the state championships. Then our first runner-up will go up. And by the way, the California Arts Council is picking up the tab for our champion to go up there. Yes, give the California Arts Council a big round of applause, because they are also kind of our parent sponsor. And they will pick up the tab, and a parent or a chaperone will go with the student, and they'll put them up in a great hotel. They'll take them around the Capitol, introduce them to all the legislators. It's really a great time. a big party is what it is. It's amazing. I wish I could party like they do. It's crazy. Anyway, our first runner-up from Pacific Grove High School, Maggie Lindenthal Cox. Maggie, come on up and take a bow, please. Come on up and take a bow. What's that? You just can't hang out. Just hang out. Yeah, just hang out and look fabulous. Right? That's right. Isn't it though? Right? See, isn't it? Isn't it? And you know what? Before I do, I'm gonna switch up a little bit. I know. I want to bring up our runner-ups. Come on up and stand up here, guys. Come on up and stand up here. Come on up and stand up here. Come on up and stand up here. I want to show the solidarity. What? That's all they get? That's all they get? Great. Thank you. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The 2015 Monterey County Poetry Out Loud champion from Santa Catalina School, Charmaine Sun! Charmaine Sun! Come on down, Charmaine. Come on down, Charmaine. Charmaine Sun is a 3-time competitor here. This is her 3rd time competing in Poetry Out Loud. She is nothing if not dogged and determined. And she is here today to take home the championship. So thank you very much. I'm here to present you with this lovely iPod Nano here. That's your first prize. And you, my dear, are going to be going off to Sacramento to represent Monterey County in the state championship. Now, this is very important. We have a very big legend up there because in the last 5 years, we've sent 3 state champions. We've taken the state championship 3 times and sent kids to Washington, D.C. So we're kind of big stuff up there. So Charmaine is going to go up there and keep up the tradition, I'm sure. Would you like to say something, Charmaine?
I'd just like to thank everybody who came, especially my friends and Mr. Hunt to be my coach, and Kim and Alec Murdoch. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And before we go, let's bring up our other competitors. Come on up, you guys. I want you all up here to take a bow. Come on up here. All of you deserve to take a bow and be up here on this stage. Yes, give them a wonderful round of applause. Thank you also to Millennium Charter School and the Monterey County Office of Education. Thank you to the principal, Mr. Peter Gray, who has been a wonderful supporter from the very start. Thank you to Jackie Hope, who is with the Arts Council, and to all of our wonderful judges. Thank you so much. And to Dana, who produced this event and put it all together. Thank you all so much. Thank you to our camera people and our tech crew. Can I get some love for them, please? And, of course, all the parents and all the family and friends. And from me, Garland Thompson, I'm the lucky guy who brought this program to the county in the first place, and you have no idea. I'm in 7th heaven right now. So thank you all for coming out and being a part of this wonderful, wonderful dream. Please come up and say hello to these folks and shake their hands. Good night, everybody. Take a...